Mr. Rohit Sadaphal. He is working with Aurangabad Electricals Limited as project management specialist for digital transformation, innovation and sustainability with ED Office. While pursuing masters in sustainable urban development, he worked on evolving ESG model in India, INC. He co-founded a recycling startup with support from the Energy Resource Institute, New Delhi. Also commissioned India's first captive floral recycling plant at Shirdi Temple. He worked on EPC projects from solid waste management of industrial and agro produce for municipal and urban engineering projects. Mr. Rohit will deliberate upon product traceability challenges in automotive industry. So delegates, let's welcome Mr. Rohit.
To share our views on traceability. Basically, I'm representing the end user side. All of these other companies are solution companies to our requirements. So specifically, I'll be representing the end user side from the industry perspective. So to start with, I'll just give a brief introduction about our company. So through our simple deck. So we are Aurangabad Electricals Limited, group company of CIE Automotive Spain. So CIE Automotive is like one of the world's largest automotive component supplier with a strong presence across the globe in all 4 continents, 16 countries with 110 manufacturing plants and 10 R&D centers. If you name it, and CIE Automotive is delivering all of the components which are required for automotive across the world. So the presence of this company spans from North America, South America, Europe, Africa, East Europe, and Asia altogether. Coming, Aurangabad Electricals is a wholly owned subsidiary of CIE Automotive Group Spain, and Aurangabad Electricals Limited is a global full service provider of aluminum die casting and machine components to domestic as well as global markets. When we talk about aluminum die casting, primarily we mostly focus on automotive industry, and other disciplines are electronic components and EV sector. We have 3 plants in like Aurangabad Electricals has 3 plants. One is in the 3 locations we are operating, around 5 plants. So 3 of them are in Aurangabad. There's a 4th one which is an upcoming facility which will be commissioning next year. We have a facility in Pune, Chakan, and also a facility in Pantanagar, Uttarakhand. We mostly serve the motorcycle as well as the 4-wheeler and e-mobility OEMs, while complying to all of the relevant certifications which are required in today's world for our OEMs. So we have installed capacity of around 20,000 metric ton per year, and we deal with HPDC as well as GDC setups. So our mostly the components are for domestic as well as the export suppliers. Not going ahead with this, my company presentation, this was just a view to make you understand what exactly we do. So that was about my company. Now, like specifically when I talk about traceability challenges, what our company is facing. So trace and ability. So we know by definition it is like trace plus ability, and the definition of traceability depends on the industry that we are talking about. Like it is different for automotive industry, it is different for a food industry. When we talk about electric component industry, it is a very different thing. But when we talk about an automotive component company like us, which is dealing with the auto ancillary products like the aluminum die casting products, there are 3 aspects or like 3 main challenges that concurrently we are facing in today's world. First is like vulnerability in several processes. So like we know, we source the raw material, then melt it, and then produce the product and then finish it. So first important thing is like whatever traceable mark that we would like to select has to be very rugged and has to survive all of these processes. Second is like traceability from each state. Like we procure solid raw material, then from solid we transfer it to liquid metal, and from liquid we make into product. So we need to have a traceability at each of this point. So right from raw material till our finished good production. Third thing is customer acceptance. So like, in fact, we are doing traceability for our machining parts and for the quality inspection. But at times there are challenges that no customer accepts that they want a mark on their product or something. So which at times is a challenge for us. So whenever a batch due to any quality process, if it is rejected or recalled, so then the entire batch has to go through this all the process. And we are living in a times that we see that most OEMs at certain times are recalling. There are a lot of product which is there in the market, like cars. We have seen a lot in the previous years that a lot of cars have been recalled by renowned OEMs. So that is all because we don't have the trace exactly to the point. In today's world, when we are living into data analytics world, we should always leverage on the aspects of traceability. So when I talk about traceability, so it's not just the product traceability that is a challenge for an automotive industry. We also have a challenge with the utilities as well. So like water is the main resource that we primarily use in our processes. So the kind of water that we are using in every batch, we need to trace what kind of water was used and for which batch of the production it was used. Same is for the coolant. So like same is for our equipments, dyes, tools and tackles, and even to the humans as well. Not just to the process or products, even we have to trace who was the person who was working on this particular product. So this is the level of traceability we need in today's world, so that we are able to pinpoint the exact issue and correct it at real time before the product is being forwarded to the next process. Two things why product traceability is important. Apart from the finances, we know it will save a lot of cost, resources, and everything. But I'll talk from a perspective of environment as well, because we are living in today in a resource constrained society. So when a product is into a defect in certain at second stage, but it still follows the path and goes to fifth and sixth stage. So then it has consumed already, it has wasted a lot of resource in terms of the human efforts and as well as the energy which has been inputted. Further, if the product is going to our customer side and then get rejected, of course, you have to account for the emissions which are generated from the transportation sector. So likewise, so traceability is a need of the hour for each and every aspect for not just automotive component industry. In today's world, it is a need for FMCG and even non-automotive sectors. We are going into now electric components. We are producing now electric components. We are supplying to e-mobility now. So tomorrow's vehicles are going to be connected vehicles. So they are also going to be having a traceability. So suppose if any product has a defect at a real time, so we should be able to trace it at real time and link it with the production. That's what is going to be our client's demand and requirement. And for us, it is an imperative that we should be prepared to this world. So that's my thought process. I'll add more when we join to the panel discussion. Over to you, Mr. Levin. Thank you.